For many years, Canada's energy sector followed a predictable pattern. Canadian oil and gas consistently flowed southward, powering the vast American economy. This dependence on the United States as the main energy customer brought stability and prosperity. But in 2025, this relationship was tested by an unexpected 25% tariff on Canadian crude oil imports. The tariff sent shockwaves through Canada's energy sector. It highlighted the risks of relying too heavily on a single market. The Canadian government quickly saw the need to diversify its energy exports. A strategic decision was made to seek new markets, especially in the rapidly growing economies of Asia. This marked a significant shift in Canada's energy policy. It indicated a move away from dependence on the United States towards a more globally integrated energy strategy. The tariff, though disruptive, ultimately acted as a catalyst for Canada to rethink its energy future and explore new opportunities. The Asia-Pacific region became a prime focus for Canada's energy strategy. Nations like China, Japan, and South Korea were witnessing skyrocketing energy needs driven by rapid economic and industrial growth. These countries were keen to secure dependable energy sources to sustain their economies. With its abundant energy resources, Canada saw a chance to become a major supplier to these expanding Asian markets. Attention quickly turned to liquefied natural gas, or LNG, a versatile and increasingly popular energy option. LNG's ease of sea transport opened up new opportunities for Canadian energy exports. British Columbia, with its Pacific coastline and established energy infrastructure, emerged as a center for this new LNG wave. The province's closeness to Asian markets made it a perfect spot for export terminals and supporting infrastructure. Canada's shift towards Asia was in motion, fueled by the allure of new markets and the desire to lessen reliance on the United States. The Kitimat LNG project in northwestern British Columbia stands as a cornerstone of Canada's LNG export ambitions. Its goal is to liquefy natural gas from northeastern British Columbia and transport it to Asian markets. Kitimat signifies a major investment in energy infrastructure and promises substantial economic benefits. The initiative is projected to generate thousands of jobs, both directly and indirectly. Beyond job creation, the economic advantages include significant tax revenue generation. The move towards LNG exports and tapping into Asian markets opened new doors for Canada, but it also introduced challenges and required adjustments across various regions. Alberta, traditionally the core of Canada's oil and gas sector, had to navigate a shifting energy landscape. The province's dependence on conventional oil production necessitated a strategic shift towards natural gas and LNG. Ontario and Quebec, being major energy consumers, had to adapt to the impacts of Canada's energy export strategy. Maintaining a reliable and affordable energy supply for domestic use was essential while balancing the economic gains from exports. Transitioning to a more varied energy portfolio required meticulous planning. Cooperation between federal and provincial governments was vital to tackle these regional challenges. Supporting Alberta's diversification in the energy sector, ensuring Ontario and Quebec's energy requirements, and facilitating a smooth transition for workers and communities impacted by the evolving energy landscape became crucial. Section 5. Environmental Concerns and Indigenous Rights, a Balancing Act. The growth of Canada's energy sector, especially through LNG exports, has brought significant environmental issues to the forefront. Extracting and transporting natural gas, particularly via hydraulic fracturing or fracking, has sparked worries about its effects on water resources, air quality, and greenhouse gas emissions. Indigenous communities, often situated near energy development sites, have raised alarms about the potential impacts on their traditional lands, cultural heritage, and treaty rights. The Canadian government is tasked with the challenging job of balancing economic growth with environmental stewardship and respecting Indigenous rights. Genuine consultation and collaboration with Indigenous communities have become crucial in shaping Canada's energy strategy. Tackling environmental concerns, mitigating risks, and ensuring Indigenous communities have a say in decisions affecting their lands and resources are essential for sustainable and responsible energy development. Section 6. Beyond LNG, propane exports and pipeline expansion. Besides LNG, Canada sought to diversify its energy exports through other means. Propane, a flexible byproduct of natural gas processing, emerged as a promising export commodity. With increasing demand for propane in Asia as a cleaner burning fuel for both industrial and residential use, Canada identified a significant market opportunity. Expanding pipeline infrastructure was essential to transport propane and other energy products to export terminals. The Trans Mountain Pipeline Expansion Project aimed at increasing the capacity of the existing pipeline carrying crude oil from Alberta to the Pacific Coast, was pivotal in supporting Canada's energy export goals. This expansion project sought to provide Canadian oil producers with better access to Asian markets, thereby reducing their dependence on the United States. This strategic infrastructure investment was designed to bolster Canada's energy security and maximize the value of its energy resources. Section 7. Geopolitical Implications. Canada's energy strategy and global influence. Canada's approach to energy has far-reaching geopolitical consequences. As a dependable and conscientious energy producer, Canada aimed to fortify its ties with key allies and partners, especially in the Asia-Pacific region. Energy security became a pivotal element of Canada's foreign policy. By broadening its energy export markets and lessening reliance on any single market, Canada sought to bolster its economic and geopolitical stability. This strategic pivot allowed Canada to assume a more significant role globally as a responsible energy provider and a reliable partner in tackling global energy issues. Canada's rich energy resources, dedication to environmental stewardship, and focus on Indigenous reconciliation laid a solid foundation for forming mutually advantageous partnerships with nations in search of secure and sustainable energy sources. Canada's energy strategy was not solely about economic growth, but also about promoting its values and interests on the international stage. Section 8. A New Energy Landscape. Canada's bold shift towards a secure future. Canada's energy sector is experiencing a significant transformation. The era of depending solely on the United States as the main energy customer is becoming a thing of the past. The 2025 tariff shock was a crucial turning point. The move towards LNG exports and tapping into Asian markets, the enhancement of pipeline infrastructure, and the emphasis on environmental sustainability and Indigenous reconciliation. This ambitious shift promises greater economic security and a more sustainable energy future for Canada.